Take two. Now I have audio, I hope. This software is making me change the settings every time I hook up my camera and try and record something. So I was just watching a bit of Sabrina Wallace's most recent video here about how counterintelligence is winning. And I was, the body area networks and sensing is said to be able to monitor our location, what we're doing, see where we're at, what we're doing through our own senses. So the wireless systems and computer networks are advanced enough to interpret the signals from our own body and our own body area network, our aura, if you will. It's able to interact, connect through our own biological electrical system and monitor us, monitor our blood sugar and our heart rate and our endocrine levels, look through our eyes, hear through our ears, feel what our sensations are, according to what I've gathered, which sounds magical, over the top, and way too beyond what some electrical appliance should be able to do. Yet it does seem to be a thing, according to Sabrina Wallace. I don't doubt that she's telling the truth about things. She doesn't necessarily do it in the most friendly way that people are going to want to interact with it and come to understand, but I do believe she's telling the truth. So it gave me, I was wondering here, so how to block body area networks sensing of a person is what I put in. So let's see what AI tells me. It says blocking or stopping body area networks or biosensors from sensing vital signs or movements requires either severing the device's wireless transmission or physically removing the sensors. That's assuming there's physical sensors. What I'm talking about is no physical sensors. Your own body is the sensor. It's not addressing it in this paragraph right there. So right off the bat, I'm going to have to say the AI is not giving a full disclosure about this stuff. Let's see what the rest says. Let me zoom in a little because I'm a little far away and I can't read it that well from here. Okay. Bands operate by relaying biometric and inertial data to a central hub, smartphone or cloud server via protocols like Bluetooth Low Energy, BLE. Turn off Bluetooth. The simplest way to block a wearable sensor, I'm not talking about wearable sensors, I want to talk about the non-wearable sensors, but is to disable it. Okay, yeah. Faraday fabrics in bags. Encasing the sensors or the data receiving device in a Faraday cage bag blocks all the electromagnetic signals, preventing the sensors from communicating with the outside world. That's still not what I'm talking about. Physical shielding. RFID, NFC, or near field sensors. If the sensors rely on RFID or NFC to be powered or read by an external scanner, you can block their readability. RFID blocking materials. Store the sensor or the device in an RFID blocking. Okay, the sensor and the device is my body, which I don't want to be remotely monitored or communicated with by wireless networks, but you don't have a choice in that. We are all logged in and logged onto, whether we like it or not, whether we realize it or not, whether we're involved in any medical monitoring or not. It is an option for the AI computer, I guess, to log on to any person and see what's up with them at any time, whether you know it or not. Conductive paint, wallpaper. Okay, these are all ways to block a device, a wearable, or such. Every band requires a power source. Disconnect the battery, factory reset. What if the power source is your life force energy? How do you block it when you are the energy source for the sensor that is being low jacked, basically? What it seems like is that we've been low jacked. Hijack is when you come in with force over the top and take control of something. We're hijacking this plane and take me to Cuba, right? That's a hijacking. A low jacking is when you go into the computer system that actually controls the plane, and without saying a word, you override its controls and you take it to Cuba remotely without having to do anything except log in. Anyway, if you're dealing with a specific type of sensor, e.g. medical monitors, fitness trackers, or smart glasses, I could provide more specific instructions on how to disable it. If you tell me what specific device or type of sensor, implant a fitness tracker, blah, 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 you are trying to block, I can give you more exact troubleshooting steps on privacy tools. What am I trying to block? I wish, sorry I'm so slow here, to block what was it called? I got to use the right terms. If you don't use the right words, you won't get the right answers from AI. It will tell you as much as you know already. It won't give you more than that unless you ask the question correctly. I wish to block remote neural sensing of my biofield. Let's call it the biofield. Can it be done? Please tell me, Mr. AI, Mrs. A. Tell me, can it be done? To manage or block tracking from wearable biological sensors. I'm not okay. Or neural tracking device. What's a neural tracking device? Is that the same as a wearable? Doesn't sound like it. You must disrupt the electronic signals or remove the physical connection of the hardware recording your data. From a scientific perspective, there is no verified technology that can remotely track a person's thoughts or biofield from a distance without physical sensors attached to the body or specialized medical imaging equipment in close proximity. If you are concerned about the devices tracking your biological data or neural inputs, you can secure your environment using the following methods. Disable the local tracking hardware. Biological and neural sensors such as EEG, smart rings, or heart rate monitors require a local device like a smartphone to transmit the data. That means the data comes off your body, goes to your phone, and then gets sent. Turn off Bluetooth. Yeah, my Bluetooth's off. Power down wearables. I'm not wearing any wearables. Revoke apps permission. Go into your... I'm still not using apps. This is not addressing my question. My question is the neural, the one that does not require a wearable device. And shielding, yes, I get the clear local device, storage, factory reset, provide more relevant technical guidance. Are there specific electronic devices or wearables you are currently own? How about if I just ask this question? Let me see here. Okay. Is biofield Tracking, sensing, I don't know what to use here. Let's say tracking. Tracking without any wearables possible. L E shift question mark and go. What does it say? Yes, tracking. Yes, wow, okay. Zoom in again here. Zoom in. Thank you. Yes, tracking some physiological metrics without wearable is technically possible, but it requires highly specialized equipment in very close proximity. True tracking from a distance, especially tracking a biofield or thoughts, is not possible. Measuring the electromagnetic field of the human brain. So right there, this is saying that what Sabrina is talking about is not possible, as far as I can tell. It's saying that without a wearable, it doesn't happen. The body generates incredibly faint electrical signals from the heart and brain. To capture these metrics without touching the body, scientists and medical engineers rely on specific types of near-field physics which are highly limited by distance. The physics of non-wearable tracking. When technology does measure human bioelectricity without physical skin contact, it operates under strict constraints. Extreme proximity. Highly sensitive electric dipole sensors can capture the heart's electrical activity or brain waves. My Raynaud's is kicking in. My fingers are starting to go numb. However, this only works at extremely short distances, typically under 60 centimeters. That's still a couple of ways. Passive electrostatics. Technologies like body area capacitive sensing can register changes in an environment's electrical field when a person moves. This is used for simple human activity recognition, like detecting if someone falls down rather than pulling detailed biological data. Massive signal decay. The human body's native electromagnetic field output is minute. Because electromagnetic waves decay exponentially over distance, these fields completely blend into ambient background radiation, mains interference, Wi-Fi, radio waves, and da 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 da. Okay. Radical environmental controls required. To read a human bioelectric field without contact, the monitoring environment must be aggressively modified to eliminate ambient noise. Magnetic shielding. High-end neurological medical imaging such as magnetocephalography requires a multi-million-dollar magnetically shielded room to block out the Earth's natural magnetic field and power grids. Without this heavy insulation, the data is completely unreadable. Physical wave, so what it's telling me is that it's possible, though. It's possible, but it's not easy to do. So, I'm kind of up in the air. I mean, this is kind of what I figured. I figured, yes, it is possible. I can understand the technical, well, not too technical, but I can understand the concept of how that would work. I can see how our bodies put off signals. These signals could be interpreted by a proper and a properly, I don't know what to call it, a computer system that had the right information to interpret it, that could determine what these signals were saying. But the faintness of the signal is always the problem. Physical waveguides, laboratory experiments attempting to measure faint thought-induced or emotional brain fields at brief distances up to 63 centimeters require specialized configuration like shielded electromagnetic helmets, structured waveguides, to channel the signal directly into a sensor. So if the sensor's not on you, it needs to have a pathway, a band path or a waveguide to guide that signal directly to its sensor, which obviously we're not in that environment. What optical and radar systems can do. What is often mistaken for remote biofield tracking is actually advanced mechanical and optical monitoring. Radar and LiDAR devices like smart baby monitors use micro radar waves to radar to scan a room. They do not read an electrical biofield. They simply bounce radio waves off a chest to measure the physical rise and fall of breathing. That's what we should do. We should put our babies in a room filled with micro radar waves. I'm sure that's perfectly healthy and doesn't interfere with your neurological system at all as you develop. I can't believe people use this shit on their children. It's fucking pathetic how stupid people are. Photoplethysmography, PPG. High-definition cameras can monitor a person's pulse from across a small room. Yeah, I've seen some of that. They'll watch machinery and watch its vibration patterns that you can't tell are happening, but same thing with people. Again, this reads reflected ambient light and not native energy field. Tracking thoughts, emotions, or intricate biological profiles remotely across across buildings or outdoor spaces without direct skin sensors is mathematically and physically impossible according to modern scientific consensus. I just kind of have a general scientific curiosity. That wants to know why I'm asking. Are you trying to verify the claims of a specific commercial product or device you have seen online? I am trying to verify the claims, but I think I'm at the end of this. I'm at a wall right now. AI is telling me that it's not possible, that we're not being biofield tracked remotely unless we're in a waveguide setup, unless we have sensors that are attached to us or in very close proximity specifically to do that task. So it's saying that she's wrong. It's saying that this stuff is wrong, but I don't expect the AI to tell us everything that's true. It's not going to give away national security secrets of what our military is capable of. And all this shit, it comes from the military. They didn't develop these systems because they care about people's health. We want people to be healthy and happy, so we want to monitor them. Yeah, that's not why they do it. They do it because we're prisoners, and we're not supposed to know we're prisoners, but we are. We're prisoners in an electronic prison now, although, from what I've gathered right here, what Sabrina talks about is not really possible in the real sense. It's like the technology of how it works is possible. The idea of monitoring our biofield information and extracting it and interpreting what it's saying, that seems to be possible. The computer can read your mind, but only if you're within its only if you're connected in a way that it can sense, and according to what they'll admit, at least, they can't do that just, like a radar beam sweeping across the city and it hits every person's biofield and sends their information. It says that that's not really possible. It says you have to have a wearable or some type of close proximity sensor on. So that's where I'm at right now. I guess I'll come back to this again and do some more research. But this is what I was wondering right now. Basically, I just wanted to know if what Sabrina is talking about is actually possible. In this video here. Because this is where she's She's it's energy. Yeah.
I still have fools in my face that want to argue with me about the Congressional Archive, market share, companies, electronic warfare. This is ridiculous. You are not being rational. Now, I can get real quiet with anybody and go back and forth with you and help you understand. You're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. Precedent, security, FISA, you're wrong again. I have the Fourth Amendment. No, you don't. Now, if I were in your shoes and I know that we've had electronic warfare, that I just saw those executive orders, and me, Sabrina, I say, so Samosa, and you are fucking gone. You're like, well, I don't know what that is. That right there, you don't know what it is. Perfect. Those are the...
So, see, here's the thing is, I can't refute the science of what she's saying, and she definitely has a lot of information and has studied deeply into the subject, knows about things that I've never even heard of. But the actual technical possibility of what she's saying, according to what will be admitted to by AI, is that it's not possible. Now, that doesn't mean I doubt that what she's saying is true.
The sensors they're actually using, that's why they don't need a fucking camera. But you don't know that because you don't know what those executive orders are.
See, she was saying that you tearing down flock cameras and towers is just like, it's pointless because it's not addressing how the data is being collected, which is through the body.
Then you'll tell me. Well, that's just an executive order, Sabrina. They have to go through Congress, and they have to, meaning you don't know shit about the Cures Act, you don't know anything about systems.
Yeah, they don't really need to follow all those rules that they say they need to follow. So I'm a little up in the air about it. Seems possible, and I don't fully doubt it. When she was talking about at the beginning of this video, she said it's through your blood, through the motion of your blood, and I've noticed when I'm having my Morgellons issue, my pulse, my veins all bulge. They all just swell up and start thumping. It's visible at my wrists. I feel it at my elbows, all of my joints. In fact, all of my joints are swollen all the time now, which was never the case before 2015, which was actually 11 years ago. So it's been a little while, but it all kind of came on at once, and then it's just been that way since. It's not like this has been a slow, gradual creep over time that I've had these types of issues. But all right, I'm getting off point here, so I'll just stop right there. So if Sabrina's information is great, but it's like I don't know if she thinks that the AI is capable or that these systems are more capable than they are. Which I believe. I believe they are more capable than what is admitted to. But I can't get verification in any way of what she's saying that it's really possible. But I don't doubt that it's possible. So, this is not to knock Sabrina's information. This is just to try and verify it, which isn't really possible. So I don't see why she gets so mad with people, who disagree with it. There's a lot of dumb people out there who will argue, lesser points. But she's trying to put this information out, but it can't be verified. So if you're trying to give out information to people in mass and tell them that this is true, but the thing you're telling them is true can't be verified by them, they're going to be left at an impasse. They're either going to have to believe that you got information that you shouldn't be able to have, which may be the case, or that you're incorrect. And personally, I think she's right. But it's difficult to get that proof, so let's just call that good for now. All right, well, until next time.